Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ahdoom and welcome back to another exciting episode of Let's Play Darkest Dungeon, The Crimson Court, where in this exciting episode we'll be plunging the Warrens to collect 3 grain sacks, as well as pick up a camouflage cloak, which plays in very, very nicely to my playstyle of running a high torch and living in utter fear. This time around we're going to be bringing to Stain, the level 3 Hellion, I should say, as well as Fromentin, the bounty hunter, Bellicott, the cursed houndmaster, and Brimu, the veteran Vestal healer. Again, packing Junior's head and a book of sanity to balance out stress levels because we don't have a jester with us this time around. Bellicott is rocking a Martyr's Seal and an agility whistle. Fromentin is rocking another Martyr's Seal and a sun ring. And then finally a double-edged pendant and a selfish pendant for the Hellion. We've done a bit of back-of-house shuffling with party members, picking up a Jester in a level 1. Still looking for a decent level 1, level 2 front runner or heavy hitter in the front to balance out a party so we can take out the Sonorous Prophet. But for the moment, we need to get ourselves some gold, we need to get ourselves some deeds to get our next stagecoach upgrade, and we need to get ourselves a whole heck of a lot of crests to use that blueprint to increase our at-home or our at-hamlet de-stressing passive abilities. Meantime, it's time for us to provision up. We do have a single afflicted party member, so we'll bring along 3 of the blood, which should be more than plenty for him. We're going to the Warrens, which means some medicinal herbs are useful as our keys, as our shovels. Holy water will come in handy, but we'll just bring the 1 in this instance. And then looking through, we'll bring a stack of torches and a half, food and 4, because I think no one has any particularly hungry habits or quirks. Let's embark and get into the game. Want to stop while things are loading, and thank you guys very much for tuning in and watching. If you like what you see, hit that like button for me. It helps the algorithm know that these are good videos, which I'm very, very appreciative because I like having people watch these videos. It's great having company when I play the game. And if you are new to this channel, feel free to check out the playlist so you can figure out how we've gotten to this particularly benighted place. In the meantime, let's see what we have to deal with.
The fiercest beast will lay down when it is not eaten. Steal their food.
Okay, so this is a gather mission, so we need to make sure that we aren't missing corridors if we can. Our pathing is pretty logical. Once we get here, it's just straight down the way, but we might go up north, down around, and then double back, and then press on through. In the meantime, let's start heading north and see what we have to see. Empty grain sack to start things off. Not particularly concerning there at all. Trap does do some damage. And stress, and gets a bleed going. Very, very regrettable way of starting things off, but I'm sure we will survive.
The promise of safety.
Oh wow, Bellicott is still in Bloodlust from the last mission. That's a nice early boost, that's for sure. Empty room and nothing found, though we have spotted a trap which has come up, which we will probably take on Bellicott just to reduce his stress levels. Nicely done. That bleed is now fully cleared out of the Vestal, and I think I'm going to be opening up with a judgment on her first attack whenever that is. Let's start by going south now and seeing what we can see. Gonna leave that behind because we didn't bring bandages. I'm not going to use a shovel at this instance unless we know for a fact there's something beyond it, and I can't see something beyond. I'm going to backtrack.
These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
I'm going to take the stress hit, and we'll do a quick eyeball on that spot when we come around the other side. Again, it might seem silly to try and save shovels that way, but I've found that it gives me a lot of peace of mind. Really, really early hunger check, which is regrettable, but that's the game sometimes. Hopefully food isn't a problem, but if it is, there are some curios in this dungeon that will give me some free food as well as treasure. Empty room, and we do get a scout through. Corridor battle, and okay, so we know for sure now that that is not worth proceeding down, but regardless we'll carry on. Sack's contents are mine, and it's just some small change. No worries there, we'll stay in Radiant for this corridor battle. Here we go. A Reaver and a Ghoul. This could prove to be interesting. Now the question really is what we should be doing as an opening start. No particularly good damage to start things off, but I can take a chance on a stun and a knockback, which I think I will. Boom shakalaka. move and stun does take. Fantastic. Next up, let's try and get some bleeds going on this Slathering Ghoul. 4 damage taken, and the bleed does stick as well for an additional 9 over the next 3 turns. Skull Tusk on the Houndmaster, and that is 6 damage has been taken, as well as a lot of stress, unfortunately. So his stress resistibility will come in very, very useful, but in the interim, I'm going to be focusing on doing some damage, making sure there's only the one guy for us to worry about in the coming turns. That Reaver is going to be a problem, though, and I will do that judgment that I said I would. For damage made, 6 health up, and we're looking just fine. Reaver's back in action and can drop stuns and bleeds on us as and when he feels fit. 21 HP left on that ghoul, though, and we all take... Whoa! Lots of stress. Lots of stress. Alright, let's just do some old-fashioned country damage. 7 damage taken, 5 bleed to come as well, which will put him down to 9. Not going to worry about... Yeah, let's just try and go for the criticals if we can. 5 damage, and now 7 bleed on this guy. He has 2 hit points left. He has 2 hit points left. We can take this. There we go. He's dead in his next turn, which is just fine by me. And that Reaver is going to be pushed forward into the first position. Let's focus a heal. Critical as well. Fantastic. On the Houndmaster, and his stress is reduced. Ball and Chain goes down, though. Crit for 8, which is just making everything worse for him, unfortunately. No move and no stun, though, which is at least some kind of saving grace. Let's drop a self-heal now, just to top us off ever so slightly, up to 30 hit points there. Ball and Chain once again, but this time it is dodged, which is just fine by me. We've got the chance to do some decent bleed on the Reaver, and we will take it. Crit for 11, fantastic, and just a little bit of stress reduced there to compensate for the horror attack that's coming through. Now, let's try to stun him yet again. 3 damage taken, Torch is maxed and, well, increased, and the Reaver is out of action for a turn. This gives us the freedom to do some additional damage and get an insta-kill. Not quite enough though, but with that bleed in place, he will be dead in his next turn. Let's take the opportunity to faff because we can. A small buff there, which won't last very long. Let's drop a mark just because, again, we just need to waste these turns. Hopefully it's the Reaver that comes in last. Yes, it is. Fantastic. Let's do a de-stress to the party. Hopefully that takes it a decent way. 5, 5, 5. Yep, all good there. All good there. Compensating for some of that horror damage. And not a shabby bounty hunter trinket, which we might actually swap when we get the chance. Yeah, I think when we get into just before we camp, we will definitely drop that trinket in place if we remember. Let's press on through into an empty room and then just check this corridor for that curio. Pressing on, and pressing onwards. Just a free torch. Nothing to be too enthralled or enthusiastic about. Man, another hunger check. These things are coming through thick and fast. Look, what we're going to do is just take out that trap. Ah! Didn't see it, but we dodged it. That's regrettable. That's regrettable. I had a master plan and it didn't work out because I was too sloppy and I didn't see the thing on the ground. Time for us to double back now. Let's illuminate our torch and press on. I've got a strong feeling that we're going to have some strong problems with torch levels in this dungeon. Down to 8. The biggest concern though really is the food situation, which is not looking outstanding. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Down to only 8, and we've only completed 4 rooms, but that's... Wow, okay, that's a lot of hunger. That is a lot of hunger. RNGesus is not smiling on me today. Pack contains loot. I'm hoping it's food, but it's not. Probably going to throw out that page. Gosh, this is something. Right, empty room, curio, and then a battle room to come with a battle in the middle there. Supply crate will probably be heirlooms. Yep. And some deeds, which are, conquests, which are just fine by me. We're in dim light, but we get the surprise regardless. We will up our torch levels in here, just to make sure that we're getting full advantage of all of the things. Try for a knockback stun on position 2, just to open things up, to deny them a turn. Done. Fantastic. Easy, easy, easy. Let's start focusing down now on that Marcher, who's going to do the most damage to me with stress, rather than with direct old-fashioned damage. Let's try and get a stun going on him if we can as well, just to keep him out of action. He's down to 6 hit points with enough bleed to come to take him out. He might do an early start on me though, so I will probably try and kill him now. Yep, dead is better than stunned, as I always say. This is fine by me. That Gora is out of actions, and Ball and Chain drops down on the Houndmaster. Moves him, but Gets the stun as well, but it's not too bad really in the grand scheme of things. I'm fine for him losing a turn, even though I'd love to be able to de-stress if I could. Let's try for a stun on the Reaver if we can. Yep, that takes, and that gives me a bit more breathing room. Definitely dropping an if it bleeds on the back position here, but it's dodged, unfortunately. Let's see what we can do with... no dodges, unfortunately. 4 damage taken and a debuff in place. Reaver is pacing out because of the stun, but so is the Houndmaster. Let's keep things going if we can with a finish him on the back row. Probably not going to be enough to get the kill, though. We can finish things off handily with the Hellion or indeed the Houndmaster. Let's just make sure that Gora doesn't get in action. Done, done, and done. Let's use the Houndmaster's turn for some stress relief if we can. 1, 1, 5, 5, and 5. Not too shabby as a spread there. And your stun resist is really darn high. Let's just do damage the good old-fashioned way. 9 damage taken. No problems there. Ball and chain once again on the Houndmaster. 5 damage taken and no stun this time around. Quite fortunately, we'll invest a turn in healing him up by 11, which is pretty darn healthy as far as these heals go. We're in turn 4 already, which means we have to get some serious damage done. Otherwise, we're going to suffer a faffing penalty very, very soon. So let's focus down on getting some damage made, and I think we should be fine to finish this off right now. Done! Alright, torches up to 100 of Radiant Light. Good cash. Let's take those deeds instead of that page. Again, I regret having to do this, but you know, especially with us needing to pick up some grain sacks in the really near future. Reaver, Swanator, and Spawn up and live. Let's look at our options. We can try and do a stun and a knockback, which isn't necessarily a bad call. Can't hit that swine spawn, unfortunately, which means the stress will be coming. Let's start things off with a knockback. 2 damage taken, no move, but the stun does go into effect. Fantastic. Vomit on the Houndmaster, which is regrettable because he is probably going to freak out and lose his mind. Let's try and get a kill there. Not quite enough, though, for the critical. We can finish things off with the Hound's Rush. Boom. No more stun from you, that is for sure. Now all I have to do is really worry about that Swanator and that Reaver. In the meantime, given the way things are breaking out, we might look at either a party heal or some direct damage. Let's look at some direct damage on that Reaver. Focus on taking him out. Even though his protection is high, it is less high than the Swanator. I'd rather only have to worry about 1 unit if I possibly can. No damage taken from that attack, which is completely fine. Let's go for some damage here. 7, not too shabby. Let's keep things going. Alright, the Houndmaster is craving, and I think I am going to spend a blood on him. I'm also going to spend some Hound Treats, just to use those up in the inventory. There we go. Could have used those sooner and gotten better spread of damage, but sometimes that is how it is. Swine Reaver, drop now. 13 damage if that bleed takes, which it does. He is dead in his next turn, which is fine by me. Iron Swan on the back row, 8 damage. Not amazing. Not horrible either. And we have some options. What we could do is focus on healing or just some direct damage. I'm going to choose to do some damage this time around. 7 damage taken, not too shabby, and the Swanator is down to 50 HP. Ball Rush on the... Yep, 14 damage, which is pretty epic. And that stun does put us out of action for a turn. I think the Vestal is going to need to pull out all of her magic to make this all work to my favor. Let's do some damage though with the buffed. Let's do some damage with the buffed Houndmaster. Not much we can do with the... Yeah. Let's keep those bleeds coming. 5 damage done, and that bleed's taken, so 5 damage in for the next turn. Can't get the heals that we want, so we'll still do a heal regardless. 5 damage, and this guy's going to probably do a backhand. Fine, fair enough. Double dodge though. No consequence or penalty whatsoever from the enemy's turn this time around. Let's keep the Hound Rushes going. 11 damage, not too shabby, and that bleed keeps building up. Could mark, could move, and I am going to move so I can get my Vestal in the position I want her to be in. Keep the bleeds going. 4 damage taken, plus 10 damage taken next turn, which is heroic. 8 health up on the Bounty Hunter, and that is our round. This guy has 1 turn left, which means I'm very much in Faffland, and Faffland is just fine for me. Absolutely fine for me. Let's drop a mark because there's no point actually doing him any damage, because we just want to make sure that we get our de-stresses in, we get our heals in, we do all the things that we need to do. Alright, that'll do. That'll do. Focus on a heal just on the Bounty Hunter, and we are looking good. Let's finish things off. Boom, great crit. Bit of stress reduced as well, which is fine by me.
Unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
I'm going to spend that holy water right now so I can pick up that emerald. And I am going to drop a key in play here. Okay, not too shabby. Going to probably leave those portraits behind because we don't critically need them right now for any upgrades. I think that's an okay decision at this stage. Let's check for scouting, and we do get some, which is fine by me. Shuffle back to first positions, and let's get in there. We do have a trap that we can see. We aren't going to miss it this time, and we are going to disarm it to reduce the stress levels on our poor, unfortunate Houndmaster, who's got just a world of problems. We will drop one of our medicinal herbs in place to get a buff in place. That's some extra damage until camp, which will come in very handy. Bit of loot there as well. Oh, so glad I got those. I dropped that emerald. In fact, I'm going to grab that gold as well, just because we're going to have to make some hard decisions about what to throw out as soon as we start finding grain sacks, but them's the breaks, unfortunately. Fortunately, at least things will be stacking up before we get to the grains, and it would have been handy to have that holy water, but that's how it goes sometimes. Highest blight and disease resistance probably going to be on the Hellion. No, it could well be on the Houndmaster. Let's keep looking. No, let's take the chance on the Houndmaster. For treasures, we do find loot and a bit of food. No complaints there. Going to pick up some crests, but not all of them, and that's going to just have to be how it is. Probably do have enough food now to camp, but we're in Radiant Light. We get a couple of Bloodsuckers coming up. We need to focus on that Gatekeeper as early as we can. Stress is less of a factor for me right now. What is a factor is making sure that when we kill a couple of guys that we don't get attacked with even more misery. Alright, 9 damage there, not too shabby, as well as 2 bleeds coming in the following turns. The first drops down to the Vestal for 5 damage, and that's okay, but she gets cursed. Good thing we brought just a little bit of extra blood with us. And let's think this through. Yeah, I think the kill on the Gatekeeper is going to be the most valuable thing for us at this stage. Bit of stress reduction as well. And look at our chances to stun. Not too shabby on either of these two. Let's boost our torch. 4 damage taken. Stun goes into effect, and we're up to 83 in Radiant Light. Could probably try and open things up with a... yeah, let's do that. Let's try that now. Iron Swan, 16 damage. Not quite enough, but a Hound's Harry will actually seal the deal here. Great dodge. Great dodge on the part of the Hound Master, and we are looking fine. Stun comes off, and let's get 1 kill and add some bleeds. Sweet, sweet damage. Nicely done, everyone. Follow things through with an attack on either this chap or this chap. You know, we've got pretty good odds for an insta kill. Let's take it. 17 damage done, and the turn is denied. Nicely done. Let's carry things through with, again, good old-fashioned bit of damage there. 14, and we've cleaned these guys up with pretty minimal impact. Some free blood there to keep us all on the straight and narrow, and everything is just fine. Torch up, down to 5 of those in the inventory, and Chevalier. I hate Chevaliers. Okay, let's consider our options carefully. So we can do some back row damage, get some bleeds going. That isn't a bad call, and with an Iron Swan, that might be enough of a compliment to get us to where we need to be. Only 6 damage taken, which is regrettable. That's life sometimes. The Thirst drops down on the Houndmaster, but he dodges like an absolute pro. Maddening Wine goes down for 3 damage and a good amount of stress, and I am worried for the sanity of my friend back there. Let's try and get some more damage going on this Chevalier. Critical for 15. Fantastic. Fantastic. Unfortunately, that stress reduction does not spread when I wanted to. Could look at a party heal, or I could try and get this guy to the threshold of death. 7 damage, 2 hit points left, and he'll be dead in his first turn thanks to that bleed. Just fantastic. Let's get an Iron Swan going on the back row for a kill as well. Whew! Intense combat, that's for sure. Gather the blood drops down to the Hellion. 3 damage taken, and let's hope the curse... Darn it, the curse does drop. RNGesus is not smiling on me. It feels like every single one of my party is going to be dead or cursed in the next few moments. Let's try and do some stress reduction, or a Hound's Rush. Hound's Rush it is. 9 damage taken plus 2 more bleed coming in the next turn. Alright, the Thirst drops down to the Bounty Hunter. 3 damage taken and a bit of stress, but no other ill effects. That buff is going to be a problem, so we'll take out that Miscreant Mosquito immediately. And let's carry things on with chance for stun. No way in hell. Let's just get the damage going. 7 damage taken. That's all that is. Just old-fashioned, good old-fashioned traditional attack. Going to do a focused heal on the Bounty Hunter, just to top him off quite handily there. Gather the blood in the Hellion, and she dodges like a pro, and everything resets back to killing time. I'm pretty confident I can take this, so I'll do a party de-stress if I can. 5 and 5. Unfortunately, not on the bounty hunter there. Sorry, not on the houndmaster there. Down by 6 damage on the houndmaster, so we will top him up by 11. Not a critical, but no complaints at all. Let's just do some good old-fashioned damage. He's left down at 2 hit points, and this should be it. Boom! Great critical, and hopefully we get some de-stress. We do.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Okay, going to leave these things behind for the moment because we don't have the inventory space for it. We will get a buff from that bone altar, and it's we've got a lot of extra damage until camp. Oh, a lot of extra damage. Alright, so there's a quest location. Pretty much, these rooms will all be quest locations. There's a hunger check going down. I'm not going to be able to camp at all, so I'm going to just throw out that firewood, which is regrettable because I could have used the stress reduction. But that's the game. Alright, here's our grain. Let's pick that up and replace that with the firewood, which we cannot functionally use. Food is going to be our next thing, and we're going to have to just take the chance of a hunger check. Could hunt for shamblers, but I don't think I should be taking the chance on it. Right, that's been cleared off now, and let's go in here. Again, probably replace the food with the grain sacks. Can't feed anyone else up, so we'll just have to take the chance on stress on hunger checks. Another room here which is unscouted, but it is empty. Every single one of these rooms will have to be a grain sack. Well, one of them will be a grain sack. Just some books, we'll leave those be for the moment, and 2 conscripts and a corpse eater with the element of surprise on our side as well. This should be pretty easy to take care of. Let's start things off with a chance for an insta-kill on the corpse eater. Not too shabby there, and that bleed isn't enough to get the kill, but bit of help with our friends takes that out quite handily. Can probably get a stun in place, which wouldn't be a bad call. Let's give that a try. 4 damage taken, and 1 is out of action, which means we just need to focus on position 1. Let's do it. Bang, not enough for an insta-kill, but not much damage expected, really. Great, no damage at all. Wonderful dodge there, and that stun keeps them out of action. Fine by me. Absolutely. Could go for a kill, could try and go for some stress relief, and I think it's stress relief. Stress relief is the order of the day. 5, 5, and 5 on everyone we want them to be dropping on, which is just fantastic. Going for the kill on the formerly stunned conscript, and let's finish things off in a pinch, right as so. Gold stacks, and let's check behind this door now. Alright, that's our last grain sack. We have a Reaver, Agora, a Spawn, and a Madman, which could cause us a host of problems, but we have the element of surprise. Let's start things off by focusing on that Swine Spawn. Has 2 hit points left, so we'll probably finish him. There we go, taken care of nicely. Go for an Iron Swan kill if we can on that Madman. Not quite enough though, only 13 damage. We'll have to finish him off with the Vestal. Done, and Dunsky. No stress today, and a bit of stress reduction actually to add things up. Crit for 14. Damn, and that extra stress is going to be a real problem for us, but I'm confident we will survive. 5 damage and probably stun. Yep, stun on the Vestal, no problem there. This is the last combat that we have to do. Our inventory is pretty full. What are you? Okay, so you're no longer in Bloodlust, which is just fine by me. Let's consider our turn carefully. No chance for an insta-kill on anyone. We may as well go for a self-heal. Yeah, let's do that just in case. Crit for 14 as well, which is fantastic. Some stress goes away, down to 50, and let's consider our options. No chance for an insta-kill there. Good chance. Boom. Sweet, sweet criticals. Very happy for you and for everyone else. Stress goes away, and we are back into first positions. Let's try and do a stun if we can. 2 damage taken. Move and stun. Fantastic. Fantastic, and he loses his turn, which is just fine by me. Definitely going to do a judgment with that Vestal, but the first thing is, if it bleeds, 8 damage plus extra 3 for 3 turns as it comes through. Let's keep dropping in some extra damage. This guy's down to 17, which will be even less once that bleed kicks in, or I should say bleeds kick in. 5 damage, and he is dead in his next turn. Let's top off our help now with judgment, and everything is looking just fine.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
No need for that food in this particular instance. We are in the market for crests, and we can drop torches. We also don't need to worry too much about using keys or medicinal herbs at this stage. Let's just use one of those torches while we have them.
May we find victory.
Pry open crate. I can drop those shovels, I think, and that's the mission. What we will just do is wait to see if we do get a scout for the next corridor. We don't. We will try for just one more room to see if there's anything that's worth taking. Not quite anything of use, but we will grab those portraits. Done, and Dunsky. A trap does take, which will add to our stress, but minimal effect. Oh, 2 traps! I wish I'd scouted those rooms, but I didn't get the chance. And we're still just barely in radiant light. Let's see what's behind this door here, and it's an empty room. Alright, that's the dungeon completed. Not too badly done. Not an amazing haul, I don't think, as things get tallied out. Let's have a quick look. You know what? I spoke too soon. That isn't too shabby. We've got ourselves, ooh, golly gosh, doing the math in my head in a hurry, probably about 14k and some change. As we look through the total of other items, we've got 18, sorry, of heirlooms, we've got 18 crests, 9 deeds, and 5 portraits, which again is not too shabby a haul. And most importantly, we did grab our camouflage cloak, which will make some of our lobbies a lot more survivable. Bellicott has popped level 4 as well, which is just fine by me. Picks up Warren's Phobe, but also wield Scrounger. Brimu grabs Warren's Tactician, which is going to be very handy for future boss bashes in here.
A modest offering from those few surrounding farms as yet untouched by the spreading calamity.
Now, this is an opportunity for us because we have some people that are level 4s that are in a pretty good place for our next boss bash. For our next mission, and our supply costs and our provision costs are 0. Now, given our tendency to bring like all of the stuff that we can buy into the Crimson Court, it would make sense for us to use the benefit of all those free supplies in here. But what I'm going to need to do is quickly and carefully check my parties to make sure we not only have the right people in the mix, but also the right people with the right stress and the right curios and the right trinkets and the right everything else. And I'll probably do all of that off camera. In the meantime, we also have one unlocked boss bash, the Sonorous Prophet, who unfortunately I cannot tap because my party members just aren't right. They just aren't right for it. But what we can do is afford a stagecoach upgrade, which will increase our roster size to the maximum, which we will definitely buy right now.
Foolishly seeking fortune and glory.
Unfortunately, there's
Domain.
no one here that I desperately want to recruit. I mean, we have one level 1 Obelisk, which saves me some cash. We already have a couple of Obelisks that I just simply I'm not using because I don't have good parties to complement them. Might need to look up some decent party combinations to think that through. In the meantime, we do have some cash. We have some trinkets that we can probably get rid of as well. Not sure we picked up that last mission, but I'm sure it's... Oh, that camouflage cloak. No, I'm not going to sell that. That's awesome. Alrighty. I think this is going to be mission 4 at the moment. In the meantime, if you'd like this video, I would love it if you hit that like button. If you're unsure as to why I have so many cursed people, feel free to check out the playlists on the screen. To get more of these videos, hit that sub button. And once again, my name is Ahdoom. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.